Academic integrity is expected at Ridgeview High School. Students demonstrating academic integrity do their own work and experience their own learning. And to ensure this among Ridgeview students, the idea of honor code is being introduced to us.
The Academic Honor Code is a tool that was created by a group of Ridgeview High School teachers with input from students. The Academic Honor Code is basically a guideline. It's a roadmap for students to know what is academically acceptable, what is honest, versus what is shady, what is not academically acceptable work to submit here at Ridgeview High School. It really sets aside and determines for kids what's appropriate behavior when it comes to schoolwork and what is not appropriate. We tend to find that there's some questions that students have about that. If somebody does get caught with some academic dishonesty, it's not uncommon for us to hear, "I had no idea that I couldn't do that." And so we just want to make it really clear for students about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
Integrity is being honest about what you do is your own work, that you're making sure that everything you have is your best effort, and that you're not using somebody else's work and representing it as your own.
Integrity is a student being honest and truthful and making sure that the work that they do and the learning that they gain, they do on their own efforts.
Honorable student conduct includes completing assignments, quizzes, and tests according to the teacher guidelines, citing sources of information that are not on their own common knowledge, seeking clarification when unsure about acceptable behaviors or practices, encouraging peers to act with honesty and integrity.
I think it's important to be honest in all of our affairs, whether it's academics or work or just in friendships. I want to be an honest person. We want to raise honest students here at Ridgeview High School. And so I think that it's important that in all of our affairs that we're being honest. When it comes to schoolwork, we're really here for our own personal experience, for our own learning and our own growth. And so being academically dishonest is in a way shortchanging the learning experience. Learning is hard and learning is messy, and it's not a straight path. Sometimes we have to fumble and we have to mess up a little bit to actually learn something, but when that light bulb actually goes off, it's incredible.
It's important to be honest when it comes to academics because you are planning for your future, and if you do stuff like cheat and everything, the teachers around here or the school is set up where you're gonna like fail that class if they find out.
You don't give it your best shot, that's your best shot. How will we ever know what you're good at, what you're not good at, where you need help, what you really learned? You need to demonstrate your best ability and your best level of understanding always. And to do anything less than that or take any shortcuts really doesn't give us the best picture, and it certainly is not going to give you a springboard to the next level of learning.
So you can earn the grades that you get.
The whole point of this shouldn't be to pass, it's to learn. And if you don't learn, you can still get through high school, but you're not going to get through life necessarily.
You get a diploma from Ridgeview High School, it means something. It means that you were able to be here, you were able to do the work, you learned what you were supposed to learn, that you did not take a shortcut and use somebody else's work as your own.
That's a great question. I think it's more common than we know. And part of the reason for that, and we hope to clean that up with the Academic Honor Code, is because I think some students don't realize that little things that they do are technically cheating. You know, sharing work when it's not a group assignment is cheating. Asking for help when help is not authorized to be asked for is cheating. You know, it's one thing to get some support from a parent. It's another thing to have somebody give you the answers. You know, that's cheating. So I think it's more common than we know. If you're wondering about how many times it's reported to student management, it's more common than we'd like. And we take all those offenses very seriously. For the most part, it's an educational opportunity for a student to realize, whoa, what I just did was cheating. And if this were a different institution, if this were college, for example, students get dismissed from college. They get expelled from college for cheating. And we want to learn those lessons here while we're in high school rather than when the stakes are much higher.
I would say it's very common because kids are more concerned with grades nowadays than actually doing the right thing. And I think school systems in general are more concerned about your grades than the work you actually do because of all the standardized testing we have to do.
Cheating is not uncommon in classes. I have noticed recently, whether it's a function of freshmen being unaware of the consequences of using work that isn't their own and not giving credit to those particular sources. I've had a number of students recently who have not submitted work that was their own, and they have not given any credit to the sources that they used in order to locate the materials. So that means that they haven't learned anything, and they are not, as a consequence, being honest. So they don't have integrity and they haven't learned.
You know, what I see a lot of times is a few people cheat here and there. They may feel some pressure outside to, I have to get a certain grade rather than this is what I know, this is what I'm demonstrating in terms of what I learn. But a lot of times what I see is people not following directions to give credit where credit is due.
All academic honor code violations are referred to student management. Students in violation of Ridgew's academic honor code face disciplinary consequences.
Consequences for violating the honor code differ from one instance to another. We really take it on a case-by-case basis because we might have one student who this is a first-time offense versus we may have another student for whom this is the third, fourth, or fifth offense. So we really take it on a case-by-case basis. In general, students can expect to receive no credit on the work that they've submitted without the opportunity to retake it. It's possible that a student may receive detention. They may be suspended. It really depends on the circumstances.
If there are consequences, and they're very clear right here, here's what's going to happen. The administration is going to follow up on it. Teachers are going to follow up on it. And so you should just know what they are. They're natural consequences. And, you're going to have to live with the choices you make.
I'd rather see the reporting happen within your peer group, that if you see somebody that's doing something that is shady, that you call them out on it. It doesn't have to necessarily come to teachers. We'll support you if that's the case. But, to tell your buddy, like, hey, do it yourself, man. Like, learn this. You're going to need this someday. Or it feels really good when you actually get something. So learn it.